Hello and welcome to No Man's Sky. How to create a lighting sequence step by step. I use in the power button, lights and auto switch, and I've added some light boxes that's recently been introduced on the PS4. So as you can see, let's see if I can get rid of this creature here. Come on, mate. Nothing going on here. Move along, please. He's obsessed. Let me just... Anyway. Okay, here we go. As you can see, I've wired the arrangement of the sequence already. I'd just like to thank, before we start, JC Hysteria and Classic Eats for showing me how to actually do this. They didn't actually use the light boxes. I just added that because it's pretty simple once you understand and you get the wiring right. I did try several times and I had some issues because I didn't connect the wiring correctly. But as you can see here how it's wired. So I've run, let's go back to my power source, which is this battery here. It's powered by these two solar panels connected to the battery. During daylight hours, battery will charge up. I've run a wire to this point and then continued along to this point here. As you can see there, I've created a junction here and also I've created another here. So I've sent out here to the power button. Let me just see if I can get the power button on screen, which is this item here. So I've used this power button here. Okay. I've connected the power source from here directly to the power button. Okay, and then I've taken another wire from that same power source and I've created a junction at this point, as you can see it green, and I've run it along to this point and continued again to this point. In other words, I've placed the junctions just below the auto switch, which, as you can see, just above. And let me see if I can find the auto, this switch here. The orientation is slightly different. I've just changed the orientation to this position here. So I've got that orientation here on this auto switch. So I've put 4 auto switches, one there, one here, that's number 2, that's number 3, that's number 4. Then I've created a connection at this junction to the bottom of the auto switch. Remember the orientation, to the bottom of the auto switch, and I've done the same thing on number 2 to the bottom, and then number 3 to the bottom, and number 4 to the bottom. Go back to number 1 again, and then I've taken the output of this power button, this button here, taken the output, as you can see there's a wire there, and I've placed it directly into the center of the auto switch. Okay, now if we go to auto switch 2, this one here, I've connected a wire from the center of the auto switch to the top of auto switch 1. Okay, and then I've created a wire from auto switch 1, the top, to the light, to this first light. Now I've gone to auto switch 3, and done the same thing, connected a wire from the center to the top of auto switch 2 and connected the top of auto switch 2 to light 2, which is yellow, and gone to the 4th auto switch, sent a wire from the center of auto switch 4 and connected it to the top of auto switch 3, which is this one here, and connected it to the red light. Now auto switch 4 I've just connected from the top of auto switch 4 directly to the light above auto switch 4, which is the green light. Okay, so that's that initial wiring. Now remember, let's go back quickly. Number 1 auto switch here, I haven't connected a wire from auto switch 1 directly to the light. I haven't done that. That's the mistake. Do not connect a wire from the top of auto switch 1 to the light. The way you connect to the light 1, the blue light, you go to auto switch 2, the center, connect it to the top of auto switch 1, and then to the light. Okay, so that's that initial setup. Now, to create the repeater sequence, what you need to do is take a wire from the top of auto switch 4, which is the green light. So take a wire, this wire here, and run it here, and then run it to the top, just as a junction, and then run it all the way along. Keep going, don't connect it to anything, keep going, and make a junction here. Once that junction's there, connect another wire to the center of auto switch 1. Now, as you can see, this sequence is just continuously running. It's not going to stop. Now, if I come out of here and go to this switch here, this toggle power flow, use it again, see what happens. How the sequence has changed. It's not the same sequence that we had initially. It's different. If I try and switch it again and see what happens. Nothing. It's the same awkward sequence. It's slightly changing every time. We've got 3 lit, 1 off, 3 lit, 1 off, and so on. If you obviously want that effect, this is the way to create it. Now, what I'll do here is I'll delete this wire. This is the last wire I've connected, which is this wire here, running along, going to the top, running back up, across, back to 1. I'll delete this wire here. Let's see what happens. It stops. Now I'll try the power switch again, the toggle power flow. See what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. So the repeater has stopped because I've disconnected this wire here, this wire that's running up here all along, and there, that's where it ends. It's not connected. Now I wanted to be able to switch this sequence on and off. So what I decided to do is try, I wasn't sure if it would work, I decided to try a wall switch. Now if I put the wall switch in the right and orientation, connect it there, and then connect a wire from this line that we've taken from the 4th light, connect a wire to the switch, and then the output of the switch, connect another wire to the center here. Now, as you can see now, there's a switch in between this wire here, runs all the way along, comes here to this junction. I've connected the switch there, connected the wire, and then connected the output of the switch to the center of the auto switch. Now let's see what happens. You can see it's green at the moment. So if I turn it off, so it's red, let's see what happens. Switch is off. Now let's put this switch again, put it on, and now let's try the toggle power flow button, see what happens. The repeater continues. Now the purpose of this switch here is to be able to switch the sequence off, because it won't switch off otherwise. So if I turn this off, which is now red, it's off. Let's switch it on again. Nothing happens. That's once I toggle the power flow again, we're again running through the repeater sequence once again. Now hopefully that's giving you an idea of how to actually wire the auto switch and the toggle power flow button and this on-off switch. Although it says toggle power flow, it says the same thing, but this is a different switch to this one. As you can see, it's a red button, and this is just a power on-off switch. This particular button here just sends power temporarily, and then it switches itself off. This switch has a different effect, which is an on-off switch. So you switch it on, lights come on, you switch it off, lights go off. Whereas this button here, the red button here, doesn't do the same thing. It just allows power through just for a short period and then stops within a second or so. The sequence continues, and the only reason, again, as I said earlier, I put this switch here, this switch, the only reason I put that there is so I'm able to switch the sequence off if I want to. Off. It's off now. So hopefully that's helped someone somewhere. And obviously then maybe once you get this general wiring arrangement in your mind and you understand how it's working, you can then make the arrangements and use either the lights or the light boxes, how you choose, for your own ideas. Hopefully that's helped. Once again, I'd like to thank JC Hysteria and Classic Eats for the help showing me how to actually wire this up, because I had so much trouble trying to work it out, and it was only through their help I was able to actually solve the issue. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll be back again at some point with some more helpful tutorials, and thanks for watching. All the best. Thank you. Thanks for watching. All the best. Thank you.